Simon Cole Cush. I was a sergeant in the United States Army. I served in Iraq and Afghanistan. I was in Iraq from 2009 to 2010 with the 3rd Infantry Division. And then I was in Afghanistan from February to July of 2012. I was still 3rd Infantry Division, but we were integrated with Marine Special Forces. We were on a nighttime patrol, and we were on our way to the objective. I was crossing a wall, and right when I touched the other side of the wall, I crushed a pressure plate and lost my left leg, amongst many other injuries.
Were you a hockey player before your injury?
Absolutely not. I couldn't afford it growing up. I always kind of wanted to play, so I've actually only been playing for about a month and a half or so. Well, moving all the way back, I married into a hockey family. My wife's whole family is Red Wings, everything, and so I didn't really know hockey growing up, but for about, 7 years now since I married into that family, I've been bleeding hockey. I just never had a chance to play, After I lost my leg, I tried skating, and I was like Bambi on ice. Like, I was stuck to the boards. It was painful because my stump was going wrong in the prosthetic, and it was just a terrible experience. And so that was one of the few things that as an amputee I'd just written off that I'd never be able to do, And then, so I work at the Student Veteran Resource Center at University of Michigan Flint, and my boss is actually on this team. And I was talking to him about the Red Wings, and he kind of got that, I really like hockey. He's like, well, hey, you should, there's this disabled team, you should come out and check it out. And I was like, no, I'm not doing that. I've tried hockey, it's not happening. He's like, no, man, we got coaches, come on out, you'll like it. And I was like, all right, I'm not one to really not try things, So about a month and a half ago, I signed up with Teresa Gomez and Jason Gomez. They got all my paperwork done for USA Hockey, and that was within a couple days, and they had me out on the ice. At first, it was the same thing, Bambi on ice. I was scared, but, they had a couple professional coaches, and they really built that confidence. And I say within 5-10 minutes, they had me off of the supports. I was skating around chasing a puck, and I was addicted from there. So now I go to as many skates as I can. I'm practicing. Every day I'm building my confidence, seeing myself get better and better, and it's just, there's nothing more satisfying than being able to take something that I had written off saying I could never do, and now thinking that not only can I do it, but I can do it well. There is nothing like this. There's no other sport. I've played football, I've played baseball, I've played it all, and there's just no other sport like this. The exhilaration, the rush, the fact that I'm doing it with my brothers from Combat Arms, there's a camaraderie here that I've never experienced before. I couldn't imagine myself getting the courage to go out on like a beer league or whatever, and being an amputee, it's like there's like a mental barrier there. Like, man, I don't want to mess these guys up or lose or anything. These guys don't care about that. They just care about seeing me do as best as I can. So even when I mess up, getting that camaraderie, getting my guys saying, man, good job, you did all right, man, there's nothing like it. Like I said, just a month and a half ago, I couldn't even skate around the ice, and now I'm skating backwards. I'm doing crossovers. I can do a one-legged stop. I can't stop on my prosthetic yet. I've talked to other amputee skaters, and they say it's difficult, if not impossible, but my goal is to change that. So.
Joshua Krajewski, Joshua Krajewski, and I was in the U.S. Army, and I got out as a specialist. I was in from 2005 to 2009, all with the 3rd Infantry Division out of Fort Stewart, Georgia. Spent about 12 months in northern Iraq and Mosul. Then I spent 15 months in Regional Command East in Afghanistan. My injury was, I do have lower back injuries as well as PTSD, tinnitus in the ear. When I put this program together, I didn't grow up playing ice hockey at all, none whatsoever. Came home, when I got out of the Army, I was a defense contractor for a couple of years, and I really needed some kind of outlet for my PTSD and just anxiety, being home, getting out of the service. I needed some outlet for that, so I decided to pick up ice hockey and immediately fell in love with the game. It's hard not to. Growing up in Detroit, it's a hockey town, USA, and I fell in love with playing and immediately started thinking, is there a hockey program for veterans? And there wasn't. So I started doing a little bit of research, reached out to a couple other veteran teams that were already established across the country. They gave me a little bit of help, and I just started it. It took a little while. We initially started the program with about 6 weeks of basically just get to know you type skating, and we only had about 12, 13 guys come out each week for those 6 weeks, but we had enough. And after those 6 weeks were over in the summertime, we had enough to buy ice for the entire fall season the following season. So we started out with 12, and then slowly guys were trickling in 1 and 2. By the end of that first season, we're up to about 25 skaters. And since then, it grows exponentially every single month. We'll get 4, 5, 6 new skaters signing up every single month, which is why we've been able to expand our program from just in the Metro Detroit area to Ann Arbor area, here in Saginaw, and out in Grand Rapids. And hopefully by the next 5 years, we'll have teams in 10 different regions of the entire state.
End up with your own league.
Our own league, our own Veterans League of Hockey. That's right. That's the goal. That's the dream. I'd say it's about 75% grew up playing hockey at various levels, and the other 25% it's their first time lacing up, like myself included. The 25% are people, adult veterans that just want to play hockey, be part of this brotherhood, this part of this camaraderie, and just get on the ice and just learn how to play hockey and just be around other veterans. Yeah, we all have that shared experience. Most of us, we do have a couple of guys who did serve together, and now they play hockey together here in Michigan, but most of us, we never met while we were in the military, but we do have that shared experience of going through basic training, advanced training, and then deploying. We all have that shared experience. So that really connects us on the ice and helps us get past that whole, I don't know who you are, so let's become comfortable and friends with each other. The moment somebody walks in the locker room and they're brand new, they're a brother to us, and we take them in as family. So we're already comfortable with each other on the ice, and we get on the ice, and we're able to, not be shy around each other out here. Just learning how to play hockey as an adult myself, it's a very intimidating sport when you get out there and you skate with other people who have been skating since they were 2 years old, 3 years old, played college, whatever it may be, played juniors, but you have to get past that initial level of timidness and just get out there and do it. And I think absolutely that all of us being veterans helps the new skaters get past that hurdle and just get out there and be comfortable and confident on the ice.
Jason Gomez.
And your rank and branch of service?
Sergeant, U.S. Army.
And where did you serve?
Long list. Germany, Fort Carson, El Paso, Texas, Fort Bliss, and also Fort Lewis, Washington.
Did you see combat duty as well?
I'm sorry.
Did you see combat duty as well?
Yes, 3 tours to Baghdad, Iraq, and then 1 tour to Israel. In August 2007, had an improvised explosive device detonate under our vehicle, which caused me, as we were dismounting, to be sucked off the vehicle from the concussion. So I ended up landing on my tailbone and crushed a lot of vertebrae and put myself into a partial paralysis of the right leg. And just from that, worked my way back from that. And then I tried to fight the med board, trying to run from it to stay in, but unfortunately I was medically retired in 2009 I was medically retired July 28th of 2009. We found this program by meeting Josh Krajewski, the founder, and it was, I'll never forget the words, it was, come on out and get some free puck, buddy. And I pondered it, this program dealing with depression, survivor's guilt, PTSD, physical injuries, and listening to what you're being told that you can never do this again and you won't be able to do that again. And it was listening to Josh, and I did. My wife finally said, you need to try it. And I did. And for a full season and a half, we drove down to Detroit from Saginaw for hockey, for this program. And it was just long rides. We knew that, we could make this work here in Saginaw. I know we could. And with Josh's vision of expanding our program like this, we did, sense it out here with a few games here, and it was just such a tremendous, overwhelming welcoming from organizations locally like the Bay City Elks, Garber, Chevrolet of Linwood, Wallace for Warriors are very welcoming, the Saginaw Spirits organization. I mean, they helped make all this possible, and it was just great to have our first inaugural game for a new expansion team in our program here at the Dow. This program, it helps bring back that camaraderie of the brotherhood, even women, this brotherhood, sisterhood. It's just bringing in the veterans to feel a part of a team movement again, to feel that team camaraderie, and to once again have the confidence to get back out, There's no experience necessary for this program. It's just come out and skate, have a good time. You don't even have to skate. Sit on the bench. That's what it's about. And, you don't realize it, but before you know it, you're doing things in the public that you've never done before when you've gotten out of the military. This has actually made it to where people of they've come out of that shell. I sat around depressed for years thinking it was all, yeah, that's what it is. But, you know, there's more to it. You have a sense of pride again, self-pride, to, and a lot, our families, you don't want to put your family to feel the things that are negative that you're feeling. So it's not that, you shut your family out, but you withdraw, you're a lot more quiet, and you don't want to hurt them with what's hurting you. And this has done nothing but bring families together. You just saw 60 minutes of therapy for 20 guys on a team. This is our first inaugural game. This was our first game for our regional team that just stood up here. And I mean, just to see our logo up on the billboard, the big screen behind us, I mean, that's emotional enough to know we did it. We did it. My wife and I, we didn't take the summer off because we did a lot of networking, and stepping on this ice today is what it was about. So.